Sunday, June 30th, we're doing a single sound bath in Nidra with Jeremiah Brown. And so that'll be from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Sunday, June 30th. $30 for that, members get a 10% discount. It is already about halfway full, so if you are wanting to do it, happen sooner rather than later. And then last but not least, because it's the start of summer, we've been doing summer challenges the last couple of years. So this summer we're doing a bingo board. So we did this 2 summers ago. There's a little bit extra stuff with it. So just like when you play bingo, if you get a line, whether vertical, horizontal, or diagonal, you will get a $20 White Top Yoga credit. So that can go towards a membership, towards a retail item, and 1 chance at our grand prize. If you do the X, you get that $20 White Top Yoga credit, a complimentary September 21st fall equinox retreat with N11. So you'll get put into that, and then 5 chances for the grand prize. If you do the whole dang card, you will get a $20 White Top Yoga credit, that fall equinox retreat, 3 months unlimited, and 10 chances at the grand prize. And the grand prize is going to be a drawing based on all those chances, and it's going to be a year of yoga. Classes. So there are a couple other things that are new this year. Coming to multiple classes can get you extra squares and blah blah blah. There are ways to attend 25 classes in a row or 21, and you have in the back, you get X's. So everything is on here. It's a lot more detailed than it was a couple years ago. If you're interested, the boards are going to be on the desk over there, so just snag one. And it goes until September 22nd.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you'll have time. All right. All yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Sarah. Welcome. Is anybody new to Kundalini Yoga? Annette, welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for trying it out. Most of it is seated, and what I like to reiterate what one of my teachers says, do the best you can. This is a paraphrase of what they say. Do the best you can. Everything will click when it needs to. Just feel into it, and don't so much worry about doing it right or how does it look. The practice is more about the inner work here. So we do a lot of eyes closed if that is comfortable to you. So therefore, like with eyes closed, I'll try to reiterate instructions, and you'll do great for exactly where you are. He says it'll click when it needs to. Just do the best you can. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry about it, right? Just ease into it. So we start with a mantra. I gave everybody the words for it, and just a really quick informational. This is Guru Mukti. Kundalini yogis are typically Sikhs, not Hindus, like many other paths of yoga are. So this is not Sanskrit. Always, a lot of their mantras are Guru Mukti. So you'll notice that it is O-N-G, Ong, rather than Om. But a lot of the words are similar, like Guru. So the opening chant is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One of my other teachers says, this is a way of calling in everybody who has loved you into being. It's also traditionally, it's a way of calling in the golden lineage of teachers. So we are connecting ourselves to our teachers and our teachers' teachers and their teachers, and we are the ones that will then move it forward in our everyday life. Teacher or not, we all have an inner teacher that does share wisdom with others around us. So I like that idea that Jeannie says is kind of calling in everybody who has loved you into being. Yes, anyone and everyone that you can think of, just gather them in while we do the chant. In Kundalini also, the nod, they call it, or the sound vibration is important. So we'll find a lot of mantra in here, a lot of mudra. And they say, if you don't know the words, like again, don't get yourself hung up on too much. We will chant for you, or sometimes I just play the song and the song will do the chanting for you, and just feel the vibration. You don't have to know the words. And that will come, it'll click when it needs to, like he said, like Jaidev says. And then I like to not always, but often the Mangalachara mantra, which Mangala is Mars. We will also be doing at the end of the practice, we will be doing the Kriya for protection and projection. So we will be chanting this mantra, the Mangalachara mantra for that Kriya. And I'll show you that when we get there. What's cool, Sarah said, it is the solstice today. What is also super cool is that it's kind of like also the full moon. So I thought about it like yesterday and this morning. Like we have the sun in its full effects right now, and we have the moon in its full effects right now. And hatha yoga, right? Sun, moon, and the union of the two. So here we are on this day where we can join these two powers, the glowing sun and the like darkness of the moon in her full glory of glowing as well. So you can use the breath in this practice to either charge up the solar energy, if that's what you're feeling like you need today, because you are your best teacher. I am here just to give the instructions and guidance, but your inner wisdom is the most important teacher that you will ever know. I can only do so much. Whatever seems right and true for you is right and true for you. It's learning how to trust that intuition and that wisdom. So a lot of times they'll say, go into it. Things will get difficult in the practice and in life. Go into it, they'll say. You'll meet resistance in the practice. Do your very best to stick with it. You need to come out of it. Come out of it. You need to rest. Rest. This isn't performance. This is inner work. I think that's all I'm gonna say right now. So I'm gonna put on I'm gonna leave this on. Let's draw our hands together at heart center and rub them here. We wanna generate a little heat, a little friction. Feel the energy, start building energy of our life force. Bring awareness to your life force. Let's draw the thumbs into the sternum, kind of knocking at the door of the heart here. And then I like to press then also the sternum into the thumbs, where the heart is answering that knock. Just begin watching or looking or listening, sensing into your natural breath as it is here. And using these moments to find your seat, the sit bones rooting down into the floor beneath you, maybe visualizing actual roots coming out of your seat and plugging into the core of the earth. And then up through the crown. You can use the inhales to draw you up and the exhales to draw you down. Let's take a deep inhale here together through the nose. Exhale completely. Let the navel draw into the belly as you exhale. Push all the air out. We'll inhale again. Hold the breath at the top for just a second. Exhale again completely. And now we will inhale to chant. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Sit in that vibration. And I can release the hands. We're going to actually move to cat-cow first. Oh, it's a nice familiar place. If it's not familiar to you, the knees come to beneath the hips and the wrists come to beneath the shoulders. The fingers are spread wide like the sunshine. I like to lift and rotate my ankles a little bit here. You can either tuck your toes under, provides a little more stability, or let the flat tops of the feet on the ground. And then as you lift, or as you inhale, the eyes and the hips lift up. The exhale draws the back to the sky, the navel to the back, eyes to the navel. With your own breath here, just beginning to warm up the physical body and connect the breath with movement. And first, we might be stretching the spine a little bit here. If you engage the pelvis, you'll protect the lower back to not overarch the spine. And then, if you find that the stretching of the body feels complete, you can begin to deepen the breath through the nostrils and perhaps speed it up a little bit. Think in terms of we're not simply moving the body, we're also beginning to activate the energy systems within the body, the glandular system. Keep going. We'll be here for another minute. Third eye gaze. With your next inhalation, suspend the breath at the top and arch the back. Hold the breath there gently. And then exhale, arch the back. Draw the navel into the back. Release all of the air. And then drop the hips to the heels. And receive here. If you'd like to bring the palms together in front, they call this Guru Prasad, the blessings of the teacher. Remembering here that the teacher we speak of is the one within. If there's an intention that you're working with, or if there's something you want to draw into your life, maybe joy, happiness, resilience, whatever you choose, bring it with you now. We can carry it with us over the next 45 minutes. Roll up to sit on the knees. You might want a pillow between the heels and the hips, perhaps a blanket, perhaps a blanket under the knees. And we are going to begin a panting breath. Like to start here so we'll eventually move to the breath of fire. You just gently stick out your tongue. Continue breathing. You want, on the exhale, the navel will draw in. On the inhale, the navel will come out. You can put your hand on the belly if that's helpful. The next inhale, suspend the breath, hold it at the top. Let the shoulders be soft. And release the breath here. And just tuning into the energy, the life force within you. It may have now experienced heightened awareness. Sit on the knee, then you don't have to. Okay. No, don't be sorry to me. Maybe sitting up on a bolster, giving yourself more space here in the buttocks. So begin the panting breath again. Stick the tongue out. We're practicing, right? And then put these under your knees. You don't have, if you want to sit cross-legged, if that's more comfortable for you, I highly suggest, I'll sit like this sometimes. Have you done that before? Okay. do spend time finding whatever comfortable seat for you. It might be up here. And then with these also. And even if you want to stick your legs straight out, that's totally kosher. Anything that works for you. That's what's okay. And then close the nose, continue the breath. Close the mouth, continue the breath through the nose. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath at the top. Hold here, soften the face and the shoulders. And exhale. Feel. Listen. We're going to come hands to the shoulders here. And you can switch your seat if you like. You can come to easy pose. I have a tendency to like the rock pose. It's easier for me, but not for all. It is important to figure out what your comfortable seat is. And maybe you have 5 or 10 different comfortable seats that you like, because sometimes the knees, get uncomfortable. We want to help them back out. So maybe let's take our hands and shake them first. All right. Fingertips to the front, thumbs to the back. Think about your line here from crown to seat. Shoulders released. Set your foundation. And then it's inhale to the left, our receiving side. Exhale to the right. Through the nose. Eyes closed, third eye gaze. If it is comfortable to keep the elbows at shoulder height, cool. If you'd like to let them rest down lower, also cool. And begin letting it swing a little bit. You'll notice in the beginnings of these movements, we're just kind of figuring out what it's going to do. And then as we move, the spine starts opening up, and maybe the movement goes, maybe it goes further, maybe actually it goes less far. And that's where your body is giving you information. Next, inhale to the center, suspend the breath, maintain the posture, and release the arms, palms face up. Shoulder shrugs. So the inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, the shoulders just release. So the active motion is on the inhale, pulling the shoulders up, and then exhale, just allow them to drop there. Keep going. Maybe you're starting to feel a little warmth there. Working out some of that tension. Bring awareness to your seat and your lift of the crown here. Next inhale, shrug the shoulders up, up, up. Squeeze out the tension. Exhale, release. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot to do a whole lot. I'd like to do aura charge. What I'm going to tell you before we do it is that when I first started doing it, I could do it for 10 seconds, maybe. So with that, know again that if you feel like you need to come out of something, come out of it when you're ready. Whenever you're ready, if and when you're able, come back into it. This used to be called ego eradicator. In the world of yoga in general and Kundalini, trying to bring more of the feminine power, where the tradition is mostly passed down from men to men. So aura charge, because that is also what we're doing. So thumbs come up, shoulders are rested into the back. If the arms can be straight, you're getting the angles here. There's some sacred geometry, I think, in all of this. A lot of 60 degrees is important. So here we start the breath of fire. If it's comfortable, you close your eyes, third eye gaze. And I'm going to keep the time here. We'll do 1 minute. I'll tell you when we're in 30 seconds. All right, 30 more seconds. Doing great. Ten more seconds. And deep inhale, the thumbs come together above the head, the fingers spread wide, stretch up through the hands, root down through the sit bones, release the shoulder blades, stretch up, hold the posture, release the breath, inhale again, stretch, 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 release the shoulders. Root down, hold the posture, exhale. Last time, we'll inhale, reach, and then the arms come sweeping out to the sides. Sit, listen, feel. They say we're literally like cleaning. They say literally, we're cleaning the aura, using our breath to kind of sweep out the corners, the cobwebs and the dust, the things that no longer serve us. And a little bit of house cleaning. There's actually a whole kriya called house cleaning. It's very powerful. for just a moment, I'd like us to practice the Trinity breath, and then we'll go into Shavasana, and then we'll do the final Kriya. So we warm up the spine. Everybody feeling like their spines are warm? Cool. So this mudra is, in Kundalini, they say we have our two main teachers, Jupiter and Saturn. And so Jupiter is the teacher that bestows blessings upon you. Oh, you did a great job. Here you go. Here you go. Jupiter's the one that's like gifts and Santa and all of the goodness. And Saturn is the teacher that says, do the thing. Do the thing. You must do the thing. And you say, but I did it. I did the thing. And they say, yes, anyway. You get spankings anyways. So they say we have two main teachers. So you'll see a lot of mudras the Gyan mudra is wisdom seal. But a lot of mudras, we have these two are important fingers. So in this one, we take the Sun and Mercury fingers and we hold them down with the thumb. Thumb is kind of our ego, our sense of self, our ahamkara, the eye maker. So we hold it down like this. We're going to take the left two fingers into the heart center here, and the right two fingers will just hold here. And the Trinity breath, we're going to sip the nectar of life through a little O-shaped mouth. It's two little inhalations, and then an exhale through the nostril, and a complete exhale. My teacher says that's the secret to the yogic breath. The complete exhalation then draws a full inhalation. So we'll go. Keep going at your own pace. You can soften the breath as you like. Bring more of the moon into it. You can power it up. Bring more of the sun to it. You can pause for a moment if you like. After your next exhalation, take a nice, full, complete inhalation. Suspension, suspend the mind, and release the breath, release the hands. Listening, feeling. We'll come to our backs for a rest, Shavasana, little integration, and then we'll have our final Kriya. So if you would like a bolster under your knees or under your chest if you want some heart opening. Palms come to the side. Palms face up. Ankles and feet relaxed as they want. If the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, allow it to release and soften inside the mouth. Let there be space between the teeth. Soften the eyes away from the sockets. Let the brain soften, release from the skull, and gently settle. Inhale deeply, fill the belly. Exhale completely. Bring awareness to the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. And draw the hands overhead if you like, and point the toes, stretch in both directions. I used to have a teacher that would say we puddle out the belly, our power center, and let the practice fall in. And then draw the knees to the chest and let the hands wrap around the knees. And maybe rock side to side. And then drop the knees to one side. Cat stretch. And draw the knees back to center and allow them to drop to the other side. Bring them back to center. And then whether you want to roll over to a side to press yourself up, or if you'd like to draw the knees in and rock and roll to come to sit. So this is our final Kriya. We're going to chant the Mangalachara mantra. You make sure this is going to play. Cool. Okay. So it is Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Primal Gude, the teacher, the wisdom, Name, I praise, I bow to, I make myself a vehicle for. So we are, and this is also, they say we're calling in the directions here as well. So Ad Gude Name, I bow to the primal wisdom. Jugad Gude Name, I bow to the time, throughout, I was gonna say timeless, throughout time. Jugad Gude Name. Sat Gude Name, there's truth, true wisdom, and Siri Gurudeve Name, Siri, the unseen, the unknown. And then the Kriya will be from whatever seat is comfortable for you. Hands come to chest here, and Simrit will sing for us, and we can sing with her. But it's Ad Gude Name, and we come at 60 to 6. The 60 degrees is very common. So Jugad Gude Name, back to the heart center here. Sat Gude Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gude Name, Jugad Gude Name, Sat Gude Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. I'll turn the music on. We'll do this for 7 minutes. Again, anything becomes uncomfortable, and I'm remembering another teacher of mine, and they said, if you feel any sharp pains, I point here because I have sometimes sharpness here. If you feel any sharp pains, that is for sure your body saying, this is not good. If you feel like an itching or like a heat or like a something, you think of like a scab, it itches when it's healing, that's the healing happening. So if you experience discomfort, part of the practice is we're practicing when we go out into life and we begin feeling uncomfortable, We're practicing staying with the discomfort so that we can move through it, as opposed to resisting it or running away from it. But we might practice that on our mats also. But here we're paying attention. We have a more opportunity to pay attention to what we're doing, which is what I dig about the practice, is that I get to see what games do I play with me, right? And only I know that, some of those things. So I get to do some self-inquiry, some self-inquiry through these kind of movements and meditations. Does anybody have any questions? I'm hoping I explained it sufficiently. Oh, one thing I guess I will say, what we're also doing here, kind of like the aura charge, we are like slicing. We have what they call arc line, but also our aura. We have multiple bodies. So we are like slicing through our arc line where we store our karmas from this life, from other lives. So we're kind of like slicing through it here. Again, like just kind of clearing some of it out. Some of the stuff, an old teacher of mine the imagery she used to give was like burning our seeds of karma. You can burn karmic seeds. So we're slicing through at this 60 degrees. Just find your seat and your center here. Settle into your breath. Inhale deeply. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Satgude name, Siri Gurudeve name, Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Satgude name, Siri Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jagadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name, Adgude name, Jagadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgude name, Jugadgude name, Sadgude name, Siddhi Gurudeve name. Adgure name, Gadgure name, Sadgure name, Sri Guru Deve name, Adgure name, Gadgure name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Nadguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Satguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Satguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name. Doing great. Couple more minutes. Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name, Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Last one. Adguru Name, Jugat Guru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Sit with your hands together here. And release the hands. And bring again your intention. If you have one that you're working with. Or a word. The same one you brought earlier, maybe joy, maybe happiness, maybe resilience. Whatever you choose. I also like to bring to mind a loved one, all my loved ones. and send them some loving kindness. And bring in an adversary, somebody who causes you a little bit of friction or discomfort. And send to them your best wishes and loving kindness. And now for yourself, for your life, your best wishes, your deepest gratitude and loving kindness. May the benefits that we receive through the practice be of benefit to all beings everywhere. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my life contribute in some way to the freedom and happiness for all. We'll close with one Sat Nam. We'll take a long Sat and a short Nam. Take a deep inhale. Sat Nam. Thanks for being here. Namaste. Thank you.